Welcome to Elevate Springfield, where we will dive into strategies and stories that help you rise to your full potential. Each episode, we'll talk about how you can take intentional steps to elevate your life and your business while making a meaningful impact on those around you. Along the way, we're going to bring in the change makers from our community that are already elevating. We'll bring the actionable strategies, you bring the discipline and follow through, and together we can elevate Springfield. All right, let's go, Springfield. You are listening to the Elevate Springfield podcast. Robert Farrell here, certified 10X coach, speaker, and mentor, ready to bring you actionable strategies. You bring the discipline and follow through, and together we're going to elevate Springfield. We're looking forward to another phenomenal week, another day, another week to 10X what we got going on here in Springfield. I know you are as well. So many great things happening here in the capital city, so many growth opportunities, so many ways for us to elevate our lives personally, professionally, and of course, throughout the entire community. So, hey, today I've got a phenomenal guest, Mr. Zach Adams from 1221 Photography. Talked about a number of things. We talked about men's mental health, the importance of communication, and how he brings his artistic eye into everything we have going on here in Springfield, and how he can essentially highlight all the events and all the great things that we have going on through his photography. So great story on how he has built his business and some things we can do as a community to continue to elevate. As always, want to thank our friends over at Custom Property Solutions. Thank you to Brandon over there. Hey, if you are looking to reclaim your property or upgrade your outdoor space, look no further. At Custom Property Solutions, they serve all of Central Illinois with unmatched precision and passion. If you need land clearing, lawn care, excavation, hardscaping, landscaping, any of the above, give Brandon a call. Let them bring your vision to life. Also, new segment starting today, the Communities Grow Together segment, brought to you by David Hilst and his team over at American Family Insurance. Hey, he does so much phenomenal work here in our area. He has been so philanthropic in Springfield throughout his business career here, whether he was at Lazy Boy or American Family Insurance. Now he has just continued to elevate the area with his philanthropic efforts. And we want to be able to highlight with this segment some of the nonprofits that are out there and how they are elevating our community and making a real impact on the folks that live here. We're also going to talk about the different networking groups and those types of opportunities, things like Local First Springfield. We're going to talk about the chambers. We're going to talk about Land to Lincoln Professional Networking Group and how all of these organizations can work together to help us grow our businesses here in town. And ultimately, by doing that, we're going to grow our community. So, hey, David and his team over at the David Hilst American Family Insurance Agency are here to help you protect what matters most, your family, your home, and your dreams. Whether it's auto, home, life, business insurance, David and his team are proud to serve the Springfield community with trusted advice and reliable coverage. Give them a shout or stop by their office over on West Wabash. Joining me for that segment today will be Mr. Jeff Dillman. He has been a part of so many different organizations here in town, both on the nonprofit side and on the networking side when it comes to things like the Chamber and Local First and Land to Lincoln Professional Networking Group. So want to have his expertise and experience with all these different groups to be a part of this segment. He'll be joining us very often as we talk through this. So, hey, let's get right to the interview with Zach Adams after the break. Custom Property Solutions transforms land and outdoor spaces throughout Central Illinois with precision and passion. From clearing overgrown brush to crafting stunning patios and fire pits, Need expert lawn care, excavation, or fence row clearing? They've got you covered, safely, efficiently, and on budget. Fully insured and satisfaction guaranteed. Visit CustomPropertySolutionsLLC.com today, where your land meets their passion. All right, and we are back. Hey, joining me in the studio now, Zach Adams from 1221 Photography. Hey, if you've been around Springfield for any time, been to any events, you've probably seen some of his work out there. Zach, how you doing today, man?
I'm great, man. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Appreciate you spending some time with me. I'm excited to get to know you a little bit. Like I said, I've seen you at a lot of different events doing the photography and everything, but we've never had a chance to really sit down and talk. So I'm excited to hear your story, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
So before we talk about your business, let's just talk about you. Let's learn a little bit about Zach. Tell me about your background, man.
Originally from Peoria, Illinois. Moved here in '08, I believe. And photography has pretty much always been around.
Mm-hmm.
You know, high school art teacher. Shout out to Larry Hendricks,
Right.
Manual High School. He was my art teacher, but he also did an after school like photography thing because he did a lot of kids like senior photos. So he had like an after school, photography thing. It was, taking pictures. It was developing the film and all that. So it was cool. Man, really been doing it ever since. Obviously I couldn't have a, full professional camera at high school level,
Right.
but everything from there, whether it was a phone, a little digital cameras,
Mm-hmm.
to now, like I've always taken pictures.
So did you, right out of high school, did you try to do it as a business at
No.
all, like side hustle or anything?
No, I just was taking pictures. I didn't even think I could make that a job. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Because at that point, I hadn't seen anybody be a photographer and make that a job yet.
Mm-hmm. How important was that for you to find that in high school, to be like, hey, that's pretty cool. That's something I really enjoy, even though you didn't think it would be a job later on down the road. But how important is that for you to know that?
Very, very. Because I've always liked art. I draw a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
but I think the first time I zoomed in on something and had that power to focus in right on that, I fell in love with that ever since.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what's some stuff you did after high school then, before you became a professional photographer? What are some things you did, man?
Man, I got published in a couple magazines, just, landscape stuff, and still not really know what I'm doing,
Okay.
but they liked it. So,
Uh-huh.
and then, went a long time with just cell phone stuff mainly. Wasn't thinking about photography, had some kids, life happened.
Yeah.
But 2020 came around and COVID hit, and for a lot of people, I feel like that was a downfall, but man, it was a downfall for me too, but
Sure.
it gave me the time I needed to focus on just doing photography.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, I feel like that's when I really took off. Everybody was at home. So everybody, was looking at stuff, looking at social media. So all the pictures I was taking, I was just putting them on there and just flooding the internet with pictures.
You said a second ago that you were published back when you thought you really didn't kind of know what you were doing,
Yeah.
type of thing. How'd that come about then?
Just entering, different contests. It was all amateur stuff, but, they were like, I'm the winner, so I was excited.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So in high school, you into sports or anything? Anything you
Yeah.
did while you were in high school?
I played basketball.
Okay.
I was decent.
Uh-huh. Peoria. Manual, you always had a good basketball team up there.
I tried football and I got rocked in practice.
Yeah.
And I was like, this ain't
No,
for me.
not for me.
Nah, this ain't for me. I always joke that I turned down a bowling scholarship because,
Bowling scholarship?
yeah,
Okay.
I didn't think it was real. I'm like, you can't go to school for bowling.
I didn't realize you could either, I
Yeah.
guess.
So I was halfway decent at bowling too.
Uh-huh. Did you have a bowling team, Peoria?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Didn't realize that either. What? I guess I'd never heard of a college having like bowling teams where
Me
they give
either.
scholarships. What
Me
school
either.
was it from? You remember?
That's what I'm saying. I couldn't even tell you because it was I never heard of the school. I know it was in Kentucky though.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Walk us through your journey to getting to 1221. We've talked a little bit about it, but when did it, you said COVID was there too at that time too, but walk us through when you really decided, hey, this is going to be it. This is going to be my profession. I'm doing this as my main thing. This is going to be my business.
When it got to the point where more people started asking me, where can I find you? Then I'm like, okay, let me make a Facebook page. Then that got more clients and It was friends at first, and then small business stuff, just out and about stuff. But then when people start asking me, do you do families? Do you do weddings? Do you do this? I'm like, I'm not gonna tell them no.
Right.
You know, so I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. I'll do
Uh-huh.
that. I'll do that. And so I, built a name for myself. But I think it was mainly the community stuff. Going back to COVID, the pictures I was taking, Illinois State Museum,
Mhm.
was asking like, what does COVID look like to you? And so people could turn in anything. And I was just turning in the pictures, not thinking anything of it. And then they gave me my own exhibit at the museum.
Nice.
But because of COVID, you couldn't have people inside, so they put them on the outside of the building. So I thought that was cool.
Uh-huh.
So it basically got a lot of eyes on me.
I was gonna say that probably blew up a little bit.
Oh
for
yeah,
you.
oh yeah, and led to this.
So tell me about what were on those shots. Tell me a little bit more about those shots.
It was, some of it was pictures from the George Floyd protest.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it was just what like downtown looked like, just blank. The streets empty, the buildings closed. It was like a park swing. Just, it looked dead out here.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just like, it was prime time to be artistic in these streets,
Yeah.
you know? So I just went out and captured, what the town looked like.
That's cool. No, that dead atmosphere. We went to, during COVID, we went to Chicago one time, and we used to go to Chicago a lot, and always people all over the place. But we went during COVID, and we were like the only people walking around downtown Chicago. It just felt like you're in a zombie movie or something, where like there's like nobody around. It just felt weird. So, and I took some pictures up there too. It's like the only time I'm ever going to be able to take pictures on Michigan Avenue where there's like nobody else around. So just found it odd.
Yeah.
So you said early on you didn't even have a Facebook page, and you said you kind of committed to stuff even though you didn't do it yet. I mean, that's one thing we talk about in 10X coaching a lot, is sometimes you just got to commit first and then figure it out, right? So how did you go about just, hey, I'm gonna commit and then I'm gonna start figuring this stuff out after that?
Honestly, just getting in there, because I knew if I can take pictures of one person, then I can manage 3. Then I'm like, if I can manage 3, I could probably do 5 or 6, so that's how I thought about family pictures. And then weddings, I knew a lot of that, at least at the beginning, a lot of that, I'm like, they're not gonna be moving that much. I'm just capturing the ceremony. Afterwards, it was very simple, lining them up, taking the pictures. I'm like, I can do that. But then I started seeing like other professionals that actually did that for a living. I'm like, okay, it's styles, it's different details, it's different things you gotta pay attention to. And I slowly dabbled enough in everything where I felt like I was decent enough to, accept anything people ask.
And now you're like one of the premier people out there that people come for, man.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, you were just nominated for an award through the chamber. So tell us a little bit about that.
Got nominated for Best Small Business, and I was surprised. I was shocked. I was like, okay, thanks for the nomination.
Right.
Thrown back because I'm like, I think everybody else in the whole thing, maybe just in my category, but everybody else had like a staff where it's more than one person.
Yep.
So I'm like, it's just me.
It's still just you right now. Right?
Yeah. So I was like, I appreciated that nomination.
You kind of get that feeling of arrival when you get stuff like that, right? Feel like you're on the scene, kind of, right? Well, and you were actually doing the photography for the event too. So how cool was that? Tell us a little bit about that.
That was very cool. I was wondering, I'm like, man, if I do win, am I just gonna take a selfie?
Right.
Just throw my camera to somebody. But I love covering events like that.
It's funny you say that. I was at that event, and I did think about that. I was like, if Zach rolls up, who's gonna take his picture? So anyway, no, that's very cool. Congratulations on that.
Thank you, man.
What are some other ways you've kind of grown your business over the years? Any strategies that you've used?
Merch. Pretty much as soon as I made 1221, I'm like, I want to wear merch. First, it was just the logo, just so people knew the logo. When I first started it, I almost wanted it to be like a mysterious thing. I wanted to never be like, this is me, and have people just know the logo, But I had to put my face out there at some point. But wearing my merch and going to the farmers market and going to different events, just showing up, taking pictures, and then putting them online, and people tagging other people, and it's just more people seeing. A lot of people still didn't know who I was. They just knew the logo, and I'm like, I guess it worked a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
But just getting myself out there and actually talking to people and making real connections with people.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's where it's at. It's just being out there grinding, being out there networking, being around there with people. Talk about your merch. You got your Kind is Cool 1221 photography shirt. Tell us about the Kind is Cool phrase on there.
I mean, honestly, I started making these because when I do photo shoots, like the first thing I notice is people throw out all their insecurities. You know, they start talking down about themselves and stuff. So I'm like, I wear merch that's like, anxiety is lying to you. Be kind to yourself. You know, you are enough. So like it started off just when I'm wearing it and I'm in the shoot, it may help them or remind them, you know, during the shoot. And then I started selling them and people wanted to, you know, wear them. And I'm like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I love it. So where can I go buy a Kind is Cool 1221 photography shirt?
I'm out right now.
Out right now?
Yeah. When I get more, I got you.
All right. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. So what's some of the other merch that you have? You got the shirts, but what you got any other kind of stuff?
Hoodies, shirts. I had a couple cups, but like I said, it's just me at this point. You know, once I get the factory jumping, you know, I have more stuff out there.
So what's the plan moving forward? You got any big ideas for 1221 photography coming forward here?
Just grinding, man. Just grinding and getting more exposure.
How do you feel like your work elevates your clients?
I feel like my work elevates my clients because at the heart, I'm all about connection with people. I just happen to be good at taking pictures too. You know what I mean? So when I connect with you, and whether it's a headshot or whether it's, you know, something intimate like a boudoir shot or something, I want you to feel different when you see, you know, the outcome. I want you to look at the pictures and not recognize yourself, but see a different version of yourself. So it reminds you of this moment or reminds you of how you felt during this time. And I didn't realize that until people started telling me that. Because in the moment, I'm not seeing what all their insecurity, I'm not seeing what they're seeing.
Right.
I'm just like, this is a dope shot. They're going to love this shot. You know?
But they're sitting there not really thinking that it's going to be the dope shot.
No.
But then they see it at the end. You
got
it.
Yeah.
So, no, that's awesome. So what would you say most of your work is right now? Is it mostly weddings? Is it mostly, you know, just photo shoots? You say you do some boudoir. What's kind of the bulk of your work right now?
Right now, I would say, honestly, an even mix of everything. A lot of corporate headshots, corporate event coverage, probably not always at the same time, but yeah, I do boudoir shots. A lot of creative shoots. Like people will come to me and be like, I don't know what I want to do, but I have this vision. And I'm like, let's do it. You know?
How do you work through that? Like somebody comes, hey, I think this would be kind of cool. And you have like a process you go through with them to kind of figure that out?
I ask them, like, if you have a Pinterest board or if you have any pictures, send me that so I can actually see, you know, your vision. And then we go from there, whether it's outfits, location, weather. Some people want to wait till it's raining. So it's just sitting down, really getting a solid idea and then going out and doing it.
What are some of the coolest shots in Springfield? Like cool spots to get. Damn, that's a nice shot right there.
Man, I would say a lot of places in that Carpenter Park, Riverside area. A lot of nice places in there. Okay. Downtown, people, I feel like they're like, oh, downtown is played out. Man, there's so many little gems downtown. You just gotta get out there and look for them.
Yeah, absolutely. No, like I was telling you before we came on here, we got a new studio coming online. It's gonna be downtown, and we got a nice view of the old state capitol. Yeah. So I love that down there. That's cool. Well, let's talk a little bit about personally. So we talked a little professionally. What are some things you do to personally elevate your life?
Man, trying to stay positive is one. And when I say that, obviously nobody can be positive all the time, but trying to purposely put that effort into being positive, not letting negativity, you know, run my day. Going to therapy, definitely. Working out, just honestly taking time doing what makes you happy and not, or at least trying not to let work overwhelm you and stress you out all the time.
What kind of workouts you like to do? You still getting the basketball court every now and again?
No. I tore my ACL, and ever since then it's been iffy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I still get out there, you know, and hoop a little bit, but not nothing crazy.
Did you do that back in high school, or was that after?
That was, high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Is that what ended your basketball
Pretty
career?
Pretty much, yeah.
Were you planning on like doing, like, you think you were good enough to do college route or anything before that happened?
I mean, if I walked on, maybe, but no, I wasn't definitely thinking like, I'm going to go to college and hoop. No.
Yeah, okay. All right.
I'm like a decent 7th, 8th man.
Okay.
You know.
Could have taken that bowling scholarship.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, if you're doing photography, you don't need a college degree to do photography.
Exactly.
Right. There's, tell to Bill all the time, and there's no, only go to college if you really need it for what you're wanting to do. Right. If not, you're just wasting your time and money. Let's get rolling. Right. So, working out. What kind of workouts you say you do?
Man, just honestly, just a routine. You know, the normal chest,
Mm-hmm.
leg day, arms, all that stuff. But I go probably about 3 times a week, whether it's at home or at the Y.
Yeah, that's one of my big things that I do. So you said mindset wise, kind of keep that positivity.
Yeah.
That's part of my morning routine every single day. Get my workout in at home, and that kind of sets your mind for the day. Anything else you do mindset wise to keep you focused on growing, keep you focused on your business, keep you focused on that positivity?
What helps me is I treat social media like Netflix and Hulu and all that stuff. Like I'll get on there and I'm like, I'm gonna just watch a couple episodes, and that keeps me from endlessly scrolling.
Right. 3 hours later,
Right.
You've been scrolling this whole time. Absolutely.
Yeah, stuff like that. Honestly, just planted positive affirmations. Places where I know I'm gonna see them. I can just look up and see them, just a little reminder, stuff like that.
No, I love that. Can't see it on the video, but right up above me, I got one that says, "You are greatness, don't fight it."
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, stuff like that just in your environment can go a long way to keep you upbeat, right?
100%.
And I got all my Disney stuff here, and I got all these different sayings all over the place because, you can just look at them and remember, hey, this is what I'm doing this for, or hey, this is why I'm grinding day in and day out, right? So that's cool. Speaking of social, I saw on your social here recently, you had a lot of kind of discussions on mental health, right? With guys on there. So tell me a little bit about that. What you got going on there?
Basically, back in March, I interviewed 31 women for Women's Month, and just to do it, I want to practice doing video a little bit. And so I'm like, what can I do, my next project? And I was like, it's Men's Mental Health Month. And let me start doing that. So I did that, and just to make it aware that it's cool to talk about your mental health and emotions and stuff.
Right.
Offline, like I'll get messages and people will be like, how did you get started? Or I like the message you sent me. And I'm like, let me show other men that go to therapy, that talk about their emotions and feelings and all that stuff, and maybe to help other men. So that's what I've been doing. I'm just promoting mental health, like positive mental health and better ways to handle it. Because, a lot of times as men, we just either push it down or we go extra hard in the gym or something and never talk about it. And not only talking about it like to your therapist or psychiatrist or anything, but like your homies, like you can talk to your homies about it too. Just getting it out, whatever it is. And it don't always have to be sad shit either.
Right. Exactly.
You can be happy.
Yeah, you can be sharing wins and, all the great stuff that's happening too.
Right.
Because like you said, most dudes are going to be, I ain't talking about that.
Right.
I'm going to keep, that's my stuff. I'm going to keep it here. I'm going to push that down and then I'm going to go on my way. But how important is that to have an outlet, man? To be able to have other guys you can talk to be able to either work through the stuff that's not going good or having the guys there to say, hey, freaking killing it. You're going. Let's get it.
It's very important. It's very important. And even if that's not talking, just having an outlet of, if you listen to music, make whatever that outlet is, make time for that outlet. So you just ain't, backed up and everything just, boiling up. And you end up, snapping on somebody you wasn't trying to snap on.
Right. Exactly. Well, speaking of music, what kind of music gets you going, gets you pumped up?
Man, honestly, drum and bass, dubstep. Like I listen to that. I listen to that when I'm editing.
Okay.
It's just it's probably because there's no words and it's just sounds. You know what I mean? So it's it just helps focus, and get pumped up. Both.
Love it. So what are some of the main takeaways you've had with some of the guys you talked to on the mental health side? What are some of the main things you've taken away so far?
Man, that more people or more men are doing it than I thought, and more men, like openly. And are kind of taking it pretty serious, and making sure that's a priority in their life, whether it's talking to a therapist or just reaching out to somebody.
Well, that's important. Absolutely. And like you said, I do see that more guys are being more open with it, because there was a time certainly where they would not talk about if they went to therapy. They wouldn't talk about anything else going on, but people are much more open with it right now. So you said editing just a minute ago. I think a lot of people don't understand how much editing and back work goes into photography, videography, all that good stuff. So tell us about your editing process.
Man, pretty much as soon as I get done with a shoot, depending on what it is and how motivated I am, I might finish it that night, you know. But regardless, I'll come home, upload everything, save everything, put everything in its own spot, you know, and go from there. And I never just leave them. I edit one or two just to get a feel for it. And also, so like when I go back to it, I'm like, okay, what was my vibe when I was thinking about this? So I know.
Right. No, I completely understand where you're coming from there. It's like when I'm doing the podcast, even if I'm not setting it for a few days, if it's not coming out for a few days and I don't have to get it fully edited, like immediately when you leave here today, I'm going to do a quick once over on it, because I want to make sure that everything was cool on it, everything was good on it, even though I might not edit it fully for another couple of days.
Right.
What kind of programs you use to do your editing?
Mainly Lightroom, a little bit of Photoshop, but yeah, mainly Lightroom.
If you were advising maybe young guys trying to get into the field, is it think they should learn those programs as the primary ones to learn?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. There are other things you can use, you know, especially like I know some photographers that they do editing on the spot sometimes and just straight from their phone. Like if the clients want the images back real quick, I couldn't do that, you know, but it's a lot of things you can use. But I feel like sitting down and learning at least Lightroom first is the best way to go.
So how did it feel when you've been doing it for a while and you're finally able to like buy that nicer camera? Take us through that process, because I know a lot of business owners, when they're first getting started, we scrape and use whatever we can, whatever tools, whatever equipment we got, we're going to roll it. But then there's always that, man, I want to buy this. This piece of equipment would do it. So tell us about that.
That happened a couple times. The first time it happened was when I bought a Canon 80D. And I think it was like 700. And I'm like, this is it. I made it.
I'm good
now.
You
know?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. And I rocked that that's what got me the exhibit pictures at the museum.
Okay.
You know, so I'm like, that's the OG camera. And then I went mirrorless and because at the time I really wasn't sure what it was. I just knew it was a bunch of hype around it. So I'm like, let me at least get a starter mirrorless camera, see what it's, you know. So I got it and I seen the difference, and I'm like, okay.
I really made it now.
Yeah. And so then I started looking at the R5, and when I got the R5, I'm like, I'm at the top of the mountain, you know?
Yeah, I mean, how proud do you feel at that point? It's like you've built your business to where now I can afford this and I can afford that, and I'm like, I got the professional stuff now.
Yeah, it feels super good, super good. It's also humbling, because it's like, when you think about times where you knew there was no way, you couldn't even think about a way to get that. And it's like, now you're like, I got that. That's the greatest feeling.
Yeah, that's awesome. Let's talk a little more on the personal side. What are some other ways that you elevate your life personally? You talked about the talking to other people and doing the mental health and doing the therapy and everything. What are some other ways that you elevate your life personally?
Making sure I take time for me. And I feel like some people may think or not think about that enough. You know, and it's like, you got to keep yourself happy. You got to recharge your batteries, because if you don't, you can't be good for, you know, the other people around you. And I know that's big for me. For me, that's like, me and my dad go see movies all the time, you know, or me, myself, I just like movies. So that's not think about nothing, put work down for a minute, put everything down for this 2-3 hours. And that's a good recharge for me.
Nice. So as a creative person, do you watch movies with a critical eye, or are you able to kind of turn off the photography side and just enjoy a
little bit of both?
Yeah,
a little bit of both. It's never on the critiquing side. It's always like, oh, this aspect ratio was dope, or I like how this happened, or I like how this was a one shot the whole time. You know, it's just stuff like that.
Yeah,
the stuff you notice.
Take some tips and stuff from that type of thing. Then.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool. Have you ever wanted to in movies like that?
I told myself 2027, I'm gonna make a small film.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know what it's gonna be about yet.
That was my next question. You got a
Yeah.
topic, or you gonna?
Nah. Well, I've thought about it. I'm just like, it's like dealing with anxiety. And basically it'll be like a horror film. But anxiety is like the thing trying to kill you, you know? And the whole movie you are running from it, you know, hiding from it. And at the end you realize it wasn't what you was needing to be scared of. You know, it was something you needed to face or handle, you know, or rethink, you know. And so just something like that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where you go with that, man. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I'm happy to help out however I can on that. That'd be a cool project to be a part of.
Yeah, appreciate
So,
you.
what are some things you do, like community-wise? Any organizations you're involved with? Any associations you're involved with? Anything like that?
Anything that I can get behind community-wise, you know, that's gonna help the community positive, you know, in a positive way, I'm down for. Going out, taking pictures of, you know, different events, different things happening, letting other people in Springfield know other things that are happening. I feel like that is what I love doing. Just getting on Facebook and seeing what's going on in town and just popping up and taking pictures and then posting it and showing people like, hey, it's a lot of shit to do out here. You just gotta look for it and pay attention. It's not gonna always involve something you may like, you know, try something new.
Yeah, you might have to expand your horizons a little bit, try
Yeah.
some new stuff.
Yeah.
No, I think that happens a lot. You know, people will say, oh, nothing to do in Springfield. You know, so people say that a lot, but there's a lot to do. You look around, you find it, and you're out there getting all the good shots about it. And I mean, how important is that to be able to showcase that? Because you do a phenomenal job of showcasing an event, right? For the people that weren't there, can almost kind of get that FOMO. It's like I'm like, man, I missed that one.
I appreciate you. I feel like it's very important, especially if you want your audience to see what they missed out. And that could be anything. That can be a party. That can be like an awards, you know, banquet. It can be, I did a bar mitzvah one time. I'll take that back. Bat mitzvah.
Bat mitzvah, yeah.
I had no idea they was kicking it like that. I was like, my God.
Getting after it, huh?
Yeah. And I'm like 15, they kicking it like this? Like, come on.
Wow. Is that here in town?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you have like a favorite event or a favorite photo shoot that you like to do?
It's definitely, when I answer this question, it's never changed. It's always these two things. Being a fly on the wall and just with a long lens and just sitting back and just sniping and just seeing everybody like just being themselves and making something that in that moment, if you were there, you probably wouldn't even notice it was art. But to me, once I snap that and freeze that and get home and edit that, there's nothing like it. Because it's like, that's not going to happen again, you know? And then ballet, like I will forever love shooting ballet. That's another thing. In the moment, you see it with your eyes, you know it's pretty, but it's not till you get back home and you like, oh, I caught this in this moment. And you remember like what the song was, you know, what the feeling was. Ballet is crazy to photograph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know immediately if you got it? Like when you hit it, is it just that was it? I got it. I know it. I don't even got to look at it. I know I got it.
Yep.
Yeah, you got that feeling. So that's awesome. And I mean, you're creating those memories too, because like you can have that moment right there where you see that, but then you know people can look at your footage 10 years later, and it immediately drops them back in that point, and they can, like you say, they hear the music, they smell the smells, they feel it right there, you know.
Yeah.
So how important is that on your end, be able to create those lasting memories for people?
It's what I want to do with everything I'm ever involved with on any level, whether it's a 3-year-old's birthday party or the governor of Illinois' birthday party. You know what I mean? Like whatever level, I always lean in with artistic, you know, and it's important because like some families, it even got me sometimes because I've worked with this one family and their kids. They have a set of twins and an older daughter. I think I've worked with them the past 6 years, and it's the same thing. It's always in the fall. Their mom gives me a call and they're like, hey, we need pictures of the kids. And to see these kids grow up, and like now the oldest one is in high school, and I'm just like, they can look back at all these memories and be like, this is how y'all grew. Like, look at this. Look at this, all these steps that y'all took to grow, like all these years, and now here y'all are. And it's like, that's dope.
And by that time, you're almost part of the family at that point.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. I told her, I'm like, I'm trying to take your prom pictures, graduation pictures, your wedding. You know what I'm saying? Like the girls in the family, like y'all wedding, whatever. Like, let this whole thing ride. And I'm like, how beautiful would that be? You were 7, and now you got your own family. Like, can't get better than that.
That's awesome. So what are some things you think Springfield wide, we're trying to elevate the community? What are some things that we as a community can do to kind of work together and elevate all of our lives around here?
Man, listen to each other. Talk to each other. Talk to somebody you've never talked to before. If you seen somebody you like, I want to talk to that person. Talk to that person. Like, connect with more people and realize we are all in this together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, it don't have to be this hard.
No, people get kind of narrowed into, hey, this is my little group, this is my niche. I'm only connecting with them, whereas we should be connecting all across the line, right? I think it'd go a long way to help and elevate the community if we communicate. Absolutely. How do you do that personally? To communicate more to anybody and everybody, to just kind of expand your network and your people, right?
I mean, honestly, when I see it happens. Like when I'm at Levitt, if I see, a little kid enjoying a bubble flying around, like, I'm taking that moment in. You know what I mean? Or I might take a picture of that, or I may tell somebody, like a dude, hey, I like your hat. Just communication.
Right.
That's the key on any level, small or big.
Yeah, absolutely. I think because once you start communicating, you find that we got a lot more in common than we do apart, right?
100%.
So, you just got to have that conversation, right?
And if you disagree with somebody, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, you don't have to. Y'all don't have to be on the same side on everything. Like, that's not life.
Yeah, and I mean, it's been, the whole political thing has been terrible over the past many years, really, but it's gotten so divisive and so polarized where it's like now politics are part of everything, and
right.
If you're not on my team, then I don't agree with anything you say, right? But that's not the case, man. I mean, there's so much that we can collaborate on either side of the political spectrum. It's just people don't. It's got to talk, man.
Yeah,
that's right. So, anything else you think we could do as a community to help uplift and elevate what we got going on here? Because I feel like we're on a precipice of some big things, of some big growth. We got a lot of development going on. I think we got a lot of cool things going on. But anything in your mind that you think needs to happen around here?
Man, honestly, not to sound cliche, but being kind. That goes a long way too. Patience. That goes a long way too. And because I see people get upset about certain things without knowing why they're upset about things or what made them upset necessarily. And it's like just understanding other people's opinions, other people's views, other people's visions on things. Not saying, again, you don't have to agree with it, but that whole circle of communicating and being kind and respecting, like, all that plays with each other. And I feel like if that happens on all levels, we'll be good.
Yeah. Love it. So what are some things you're going to be doing here coming up? You said there's a lot of stuff going on in Springfield. What are some things you're excited for this summer in Springfield?
Man, at first, every Thursday, Levitt, like, I cannot wait for every Thursday. Like, it's so much fun. I'm sure there's going to be, I don't know the exact date, but the Pharmacy Art Gallery, check that out. They got a lot of cool stuff in there. I think like every 90 days, a new exhibit pops up. So I think the next one is in August. But yeah, man, I'm out here taking pictures and meeting people.
I love it. So if somebody wanted to hire you, work with you, do some business with you, how'd they get a hold of you, man?
1221photography.com, 1221photography1@gmail.com. Facebook is 1221photography, Instagram 1221_photography. Send me a DM, holler at me. Anything. If you want pictures of your car, holler at me. If you got a little army collection, you want pictures, like, call me. Anything can be a photo shoot. Anything If you think it needs a picture taken, it don't need to be a big event. It don't need to be a birthday or some long 50 celebration anniversary. Like, if you need pictures, holler at me.
Holler at Zach. There you go.
Yeah.
I got to ask the Army one, the Army collection. That seemed very specific. You get hired to do that one time?
No. But I got hired to take not Army ones, but like Dragon Ball Z
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
characters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And like, that's what I'm saying, man. Anything.
Well, Zach, I always close with this. We've talked about a lot of great strategies today. We've had a lot of great takeaways, but give me one more from your personal side, one more from your professional side, a piece of advice you'd give to folks out there to help elevate their life and business.
Man, goes for both your life and your business. Always do you. Always be you. And don't let anybody, like, I know this all sounds, cliche, but it's like it's real.
I love it.
Don't let anybody stop you from working on your vision, no matter what you think it is, no matter how small, how big it is, because nobody else has that vision. Nobody else sees that vision. So always do you.
Get it.
Yeah.
Love it. All right. Appreciate you spending the morning with me, man.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me over.
Absolutely. All right, y'all. We're going to let Zach Adams get back to elevating Springfield with 1221 photography. But for the rest of y'all, we'll be right back.
Big dog, if you're doing some remodeling or redesign and build, come and see our showroom. No one does it like we will. Call Big Dog, Big Dog. Let us do it once, and then you're gonna see you'll wanna be a part of the Big Dog family. Call Big Dog, Big Dog. If you want the job done and you want it done right, call 8332 Big Dog.
Your local Window Depot USA.
Big Dog.
All right. How about Zach Adams, 1221 photography? Phenomenal stuff, right? So some of the things we discussed with Zach, we're going to look through a 10X lens like we always do. First thing I want to talk about is communication. He talked about how things could be a lot easier if we just talk to each other. If we just take the time to get to know each other's point of view, right? And when we come at that from a 10X strategy, this isn't just 10X, this is everything, because communication is everything. In the 10X world, we know that you are in the people business. No matter what product or service you have, we are all in the people business. If you don't get into communication with those folks, you have no chance of doing business with them. And you can communicate through service, right? We always talk about in the 10X world, service is senior to selling. No amount of advertising or public relations can make up for poor service. Service is always senior to selling. If you incorporate the simple truths about giving and providing stellar service, you will certainly become a master of whatever you do. And communication is a big part of that service, right? Both before and after fulfillment and during the entire process when you're working with somebody. When you master servicing your customer over selling them, you will experience a confidence that you cannot put any value on. It's worth more than money. You ever felt that? Or that confidence is just bubbling out of you? Because when you have that confidence, you're going to be able to get to where you want to go and reach goals that you never thought were possible. You're going to be able to go take the impossible and push it in to the possible. So what are some areas you can work on communication wise if you're a business owner out there? How's your follow-up? Are you staying in contact with all your customers? Do you have a true schedule for follow-up? Do you have a process for that? Or is it something that you were just taking day by day, not really putting any intentionality into it? Is that something we need to work on, or do you have that right? Zach also talked about early on, before he started doing all the different types of shots, people would ask him if he does this or that, and he would always say yes, right? He would say yes and figure it out later. That's one of the key things of 10X as well. Always saying yes and figuring it out, right? Because here's the thing. When you commit first, show up and figure it out, many, many breakthroughs are going to happen, even if you're not fully prepared. Overcommitment forces you to adapt and perform. Now, this does kind of fly in the face of cautious planning. A lot of people don't like to commit first and figure it out later, but every time I have done it, I have learned, I have grown, and some phenomenal things have come out of it. So when you do that, dive into goals that feel out of reach. Assume that you'll learn and adapt along the way, right? So take it from 10X, take it from Zach. Just start. Just show up, do it, commit, be comfortable with being uncomfortable, because that's where the growth lies. Where in your business right now are you saying no to opportunities simply because you haven't done it before or you don't know how to do it? What if you were to take the different approach and say, yes, I'm your guy. I'm going to do it. I'm going to figure it out. So by embracing action over preparation, you build confidence, you build momentum, you build real world experience. And when you get momentum and experience and confidence, great things are going to happen. Another thing we talked about with Zach was in terms of men's health, having that group around you to help you grow. And like he said a couple of times, it can be for the good and for the bad, right? We need those people around us to be able to vent to if things aren't doing good and find ways to figure it out, find ways to fix whatever issue that's going on. We also need those people to be able to be there when things are going great, to say, hey, man, you are killing it. I think a lot of guys out there tend to keep all that stuff in. We've talked many times on the podcast, you need to be in a mastermind group with people that are striving, achieving, wanting to do great things. You need to be around people that are successful. You need to be around people that are going to stretch you. They're going to help you grow. Yes, they're going to be there for you when you need them, when the difficult stuff arises, but they need to be there to help you grow, to be able to expand, right? If you are in a room where we talked about this before too, if you're in a room where you're the smartest person in the room or you're the wealthiest person in the room, you are in the wrong room. Get yourself a new room. Get out and about with people, network, get with the hitters, the winners, have that core group. It will help you reach those goals. And along those same lines, mentors are key. Having people that have done what you're trying to do, that have been successful in what you're trying to accomplish, it's massive. You need to be able to have those people to draw advice from, draw strategy from, to help you get to where you want to go. So not necessarily 10X strategy, but we talked with Zach about all the different things that are happening in Springfield. Mentioned that far too many times people say, hey, there's nothing going on in Springfield. Well, y'all ain't looking hard enough. There is tons of stuff to do. You just got to get out there and find it. You might need to expand your horizons. But when you go out and attend the events, get involved, it impacts the community greatly. And when we all get involved, when we all attend the events, blow them things up, expand them, we're just going to get more and more. Like I've talked many times, feel like we're on the precipice of some great things. We already have some great things, but I think we're ready for an explosion here in the capital city. So let's get after it. And we're going to start talking a little bit more about that in our next segment, our brand new Communities Grow Together segment, after the break. Looking for personalized insurance with hometown care? David Hilst, American Family Insurance Agents, here to help you protect what matters most: your family, your home, and your dreams. Whether it's auto, home, life, business, David and his team are proud to serve the Springfield community with trusted advice and reliable coverage. Local service, real relationships, peace of mind. Call today or stop by their office. They can build your dream protection plan together. Call 217-726-6343. All right, and we are back. Excited to bring a new segment to the show. Mentioned at the beginning of the episode that, hey, we've got partnership with David Hilst, American Family Insurance Agent here in Springfield. And this new segment is going to bring us stories of community organizations, how we are working together, how we are networking. We're also going to talk with a lot of different nonprofits and see what they are doing to elevate Springfield, what they are doing to elevate the lives of the folks right here. And speaking of people that elevate folks, I've got one of those with me, and he's going to be joining me quite often on this because he has been highly involved in the community with a number of different organizations, a number of different associations. You may remember him from, a couple of months ago, did a full episode with him, Mr. Jeff Dillman. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, Robert. How are you?
Oh, I'm fantastic. So Jeff here is from Masco, but he also is from Land & Lincoln Professional Networking Group. Jeff, you've been involved with so many different boards, so many different nonprofits, so many different associations over the years. Let's just tell us a little bit about some of those things you've been involved in.
Wow, it's a long list. You know, it's kind of funny. Yesterday, my wife said that I'm the only one that I say no to. That I say no to her all the time.
Sure,
I guess, but
you know what? Your wife, my wife, might be the same. I get that.
Yeah.
I get that one too here and there.
Yeah, because a guy was asking me yesterday, "What do you do?" It's like, well, you got a minute?
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, I love the community. I love getting involved and getting engaged. I love speaking to people. But Chamber of Commerce's, so I've been always heavily engaged in the local Chamber of Commerce's, way back to the Logan County Chamber of Commerce, to currently to the Springfield Chamber of Commerce. I serve on their board. Recently served on the board of the Chatham Chamber of Commerce. I'm still engaged with their golf outing and a few committees. Salvation Army, past president of that board, a vice president, membership chair, fundraising chair. Serve on the FBI Citizens Academy Alumni Board, which that's probably one of my favorite ones. I love it. Currently serve on Family Service Center Board as a vice president of that board, and that's one dear to my heart because it really takes care. It's a nonprofit. It takes care of children. Well, let's see. Getting ready to come back on Local First Springfield.
We're excited to have you.
Yeah, how about that, man? I mean,
Indeed.
I think I did membership there. I did past president. Thought I ran away, then I met you, and looking forward to that one. So to get back engaged into it, because it kind of goes along the line what we're doing with the Land & Lincoln Professional Networking Group. Member of the TRN, the Elks Lodge, former member of the Eagles in Decatur. There's probably a lot more I'm missing, but those are the ones that come to mind.
Absolutely. And I think I've mentioned before on the podcast that recently became the president of Local First Springfield. And when I'm looking at my dream team to get on the board here, Mr. Jeff Dillman was one of those on that list. So we're excited to have you back on there.
I appreciate that. I was trying to I guess at first I'm like, no, I can't do that again. I can't do that. But you've been so kind and helpful to us and getting our Land & Lincoln Professional Networking Group going with our website and everything else. And I couldn't say no to you, Robert.
Right.
And it is a good organization. It really is. It really ties into what we're doing at Land & Lincoln Professional Network. It's all about, locally owned businesses and, supporting these businesses and keeping them open.
Yeah, and we're going to be able to work together on things because the groups serve slightly different, different purposes. And we're both for local business, but we can both have our specialties, I guess, in what we're doing. So, I know you like to say, communities grow together, and that's one thing that we're going to do with that. So tell us a little bit more about Land & Lincoln Professional Networking Group. I know you did it last time you were here, but give us a brief on what that is.
So Land & Lincoln Professional Networking Group is really made up just to say, hey, let's have a group of business owners together that are locally owned. No offense to franchises, but we're kind of leaving them out. We know they're important, they're there, but locally owned businesses. And we thought we'd start out with 20, and let's just do 20. Let's just have some fun with that. Maybe get to know each other, start working with one another. And I think we might be in the upwards to 80s. Somewhere around that area now, which totally blows my mind. The impact of that is with our tracker is a little over $870,000, maybe in 8 to 10 weeks. That's just another.
That's amazing.
It's just phenomenal, and that's what's been reported. Actual numbers reported by the group. But this group was really started just to say, how can we allow Masco to grow? We sat down at our roundtable at the end of the year last year and said we need to be a little bit more aggressive. Take care of our current customers, but let's find new customers. And how are we going to do that? So when we were tossing this around, as I always mention, the young guys in this that I've seen in this little wing night group, they just kind of just give me energy. And I'm thinking, boy, if we can take some of that energy into this old man and let's form something, let's try it. And here we are today. And that's a compliment because sometimes the young guys think that, well, what's he mean by that?
Right.
I've heard that many times. But what I mean by that is it's a compliment, because I think they've put energy into me, who I'm pretty energized, but they got me fired up.
Oh yeah,
And,
absolutely.
now we're sitting here, when you sit in the room, as you're in this group,
Mhm.
it just blows your mind at how these people are working together and how they're excited to come to the meeting, and just what happens in this, whether it's a business deal or it's a friendship or whatever the relationship is.
Mhm.
It's pretty impressive.
Absolutely. No, you mentioned the young guys. I feel like there's a resurgence in young entrepreneurs right now. I feel like there are
I
a
agree.
lot of them that are trying to go that route rather than maybe traditional college. They're wanting to become entrepreneurs and start their own business right now. We've got a lot of folks in
I would
the
agree.
home services. We've got painters. We've got lawn care. We've got all these folks, and they're out there crushing it.
Yeah, yeah, and that's one thing that I noticed. It's like more than when I was growing up at that age. You didn't see that. I mean, maybe it was there, we just didn't recognize it. But when you look at this group, it seems like there's a lot more. 10 to 12 of them we can name right off the bat.
Mhm.
That whether they're selling homes or they're selling toilet paper or whatever they're doing,
Right.
building websites.
Mhm.
It's pretty amazing just to see the energy these guys have.
No doubt
And
about
gals.
it. Yeah, and they're trying to grow their business too the right way. It's
Right.
not they're a lot of sometimes when you see the younger folks getting into a business, sometimes it starts off as more of a side hustle and they treat it as such. But this group seems to treat it more like a business and really
I
want
would
to
agree.
grow, right? You see the same
Yeah,
thing?
I do. No, I do. We can talk about this one kid that is in the painting business,
Yeah, uh-huh.
and when I met Jack just kind of blew my mind, because he has a pipeline. He's ready. He's got targets. He's got goals. He's got a lot of ambition. He's just got a lot of energy, and he's putting out referrals. He's getting referrals. It's just exciting to see, and he's just one of many.
Absolutely. Shout out Jack Geyser, Clean Cut Painting and Handyman, Springfield. Hey, when you listen to this, shoot me a text. That way I know you heard it, my man. So how important is it? I mean, you said you never say no other than your wife, right? But
Right.
how important is that to be involved in all these different things?
Well, I think it's very important especially for the business that you represent. I don't own Masco Packaging. I'm treated like family. It's a family business, so I have to make sure whatever I do, the time's worthy of benefiting the company that I work for.
Right.
That's where the paycheck comes. But it's created a lot of energy for our business. It's got our staff motivated to see this group that we've formed, and ownership's behind it 100%. They understand the concept, and we know the reward's going to be beneficial to us individually and to Masco Packaging. But on a personal level, it just gives you pride that you've started something that you wasn't really sure how it was going to end up, and look where we are today.
Absolutely. How do you feel you've been able to elevate the community by doing all this service to
Well,
these organizations?
It's probably more name awareness of what I'm representing, showing the importance of, if it's Local First Springfield, showing the importance of why it's important to be a member of Local First Springfield,
Mhm.
why it's important to shop local, buy local, eat local, bank local, from the Chamber of Commerce's to why it's important to support your initiatives in the Chamber of Commerce, because as once again, they do something totally different than what we do at Local First, what we
Mhm.
do at Land and Lincoln. It's very beneficial for each group that I've been involved in, just for really recognition. And I always say I don't do it for self-promotion. It irritates me when I see self-promoters out there. I mean, I get it. They're out there. But I've done it more to benefit. Is it going to benefit me at 60 years old? What's left to benefit me,
Right.
right? I mean, there's probably a lot. I shouldn't say that.
Sure.
Right? You're right. So, because in a couple of years, I can probably say, hey, I'm done. I'm going to retire. I highly doubt that.
Yeah,
There's
I don't see you doing
there's
that,
too
Jeff.
there's too much fire there, but I think it just keeps me going because I'm very competitive. I don't like to lose. I want to
Mhm.
win, in
Mhm.
anything I do. So if I'm going to touch it, I've got a good plan, and I'm going to race that finish line and be number one. At
Absolutely.
least make sure I try at least.
No doubt about it.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
That collaboration is the new currency. And, us being able to collaborate as different groups, as people in the community, is just going to go a long way to elevating us personally, elevating us professionally, and then, as we do with the podcast,
Yeah,
elevate
I
the
agree.
whole community, right?
I agree.
So,
I agree.
so what's next on tap for the Land of Lincoln Professional Networking Group?
Well, we have a meeting. I think what's our third or fourth meeting this week.
Uh-huh.
So excited about that. We'll just do the regular, the regular meeting that we do and get everyone together. And I think, down the line, you'll see some changes. We're going to have some motivational speakers, probably like yourself, some others in our group that want to take part, maybe even have the local FBI come in and talk to us about what's going on in the community with businesses, banks talking about ACH. I don't see it getting it too crazy. We kind of want to keep the format, no food, no alcohol, no drinks, just simply networking. And well, let's see what the members want to do. But I do see a good collaboration with Local First Springfield. So excited about that. And as you mentioned earlier, communities grow together. So we need everyone involved. We have people sitting in from the Chamber of Commerce, people sitting in from local chamber, a Local First Springfield. We have Springfield Sangamon Growth Alliance. They've got a seat at the table, and really anybody can have a seat at the table. But I think just keep it real, like we wanted to do. We want to make sure that we are networking and benefiting one another and tracking those dollars.
I love it. So before we close out here, give me one success story from one of the nonprofit boards you've been on, something that kind of maybe hit home right there for you.
I would probably say just probably Family Service Center, just for the fact is that it's been around for 163 years. In 2 years, we're celebrating 165 years. That traces back to Abraham Lincoln. But probably recognition getting out, and more people are aware of, more businesses are aware of this nonprofit organization, which over 90% of the funding is through DCFS. So we have a good fundraising team. So I would say probably getting the right people on the board with fundraising experience and talents. We're seeing that needle move now, and it's easier to get funding. At least it's starting to get additional monies that we need to allow the agency to do things they want to do. So whether it's taking care of back to school supplies or renovations in the building, wherever they want to allocate that money. But I'd say probably the movement there has been really rewarding.
I love it. Well, Jeff, I look forward to telling more stories like that and showing how we can all work together in all these different groups that we're in as we move forward on this segment. I'm super excited.
Likewise, and I appreciate the time, Robert.
Oh, absolutely. Like you said, communities grow together.
That's right.
All right, we're gonna let Jeff get back to elevating Springfield, but for the rest of y'all, we'll be right back. Hey everybody, if you like what you've heard so far, hey, join us over on Facebook. We have a group and a page over there. You can also join our free community where we will bring you additional insights and strategies to help you elevate your life, your business, and ultimately our community. You can find that link in the show notes. We would love to have you join us. Let's get back to it. Well, thank you for joining us today, everybody. Appreciate you making us a part of your day. If you want to get caught up on previous episodes, hey, just head on over to your favorite podcast outlet. Search for Elevate Springfield. Should be able to find us. Go ahead and give us a follow on all the social channels. Hey, best thing might just be go check out my personal pages at Robert Farrell at everywhere. Give me a like. Give me a subscribe on the YouTube channel. We would certainly appreciate it as we continue to bring these actionable strategies to help elevate our community. Hey, how about Zach Adams? Appreciate him spending some time with me today. Appreciate Mr. Jeff Dillman also starting off this new segment with us. So take what you learned today, implement that with your discipline and your follow through, and together, that's right, we can elevate Springfield. Be great.